Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to a tag video. Oh, it's a Tuesday tag video. Really quick story time. So basically, I didn't have my internet for pretty much all of Saturday, majority of Saturday, and all of Sunday, and still don't have the internet right now on Monday morning. Tier came out. We're just changing the boxes. Our cable boxes had nothing to do with our internet, and the idiot shut off the internet and changed the password. So all of my indie reviews all of my indie movies that I normally review are normally screeners. So with no internet, I had no way to get to those screeners. So instead of going and sitting somewhere and using their super slow internet, because you know public internet is always super slow, instead of doing that, I just decided to do this tag on Tuesday. I originally was gonna just have 2 Weird Wednesday videos because I had my February favorites planned, which will be up tomorrow. But then I got tagged to do this, and I didn't want to not do it or wait too long to do it. So it's like, well, I'll just do 2 Weird Wednesday videos. But then the whole thing with the internet happened. So I was like, well, instead of skipping a day and then having 2 videos on Wednesday, why don't I just do this tag today? Great story, Vicky. So that's why we're doing this today. Really quick though, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. I love you. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description box. So I was tagged by John from Horror Fiend Reviews. This is his tag, the Horror Fiend Tag. John is also part of Hot Cheetos and Blood. They had a segment on the creepy channel crawl now 2 weekends ago, was it? Not last weekend, but the weekend before. Theirs was one of the streams I did happen to catch live as it was happening. A lot of them I've had to go back and watch because I missed them, but they had a really awesome stream. So I'll leave a link not only to John's personal channel, but to Hot Cheetos and Blood, so you can check out their creepy channel crawl segment because it was awesome. John created this tag in the spirit of the creepy channel crawl to get to know some new horror channels that, you know, he got introduced to during the creepy channel crawl, and I think it's a great idea. So obviously I'm gonna do this, and because I was tagged, and I'm pretty sure it's like internet law, if you get tagged in something you have to do it, you know, like chainmail. Like if I don't do it, like within so many days somebody's gonna come and kill me in my sleep, right? That's how that works. Anyways, enough talk, Vicky. Let's get to the tag. So first question is, what is your first memory of watching a horror movie? So I don't have the greatest memory. I wrote down a couple answers because I'm not sure. So I've talked about this a lot on this channel before. One of the first movies that I can remember scaring me is The Mummy. And no, not the classic Boris Karloff The Mummy, Stephen Sommers The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser. I'm pretty sure I watched it when I was in like the 2nd or 3rd grade, and I got really scared by the mummy, like before he's fully regenerated. Yeah, so that's the first time I can remember being scared by a movie. I also remember being very scared by The Birds, particularly the scene where we find the guy and his eyes have been pecked out. Although I don't remember how old I was when I saw that. Too young to be watching The Birds, definitely. And another one I do remember, again, I can't remember how old I was when I first saw it, but it was Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. Second question, name your favorite horror movie kill. Again, this is a hard one to answer. So I just wrote down the first 2 that came to mind when I thought about the question. First one is in Jason X, the liquid nitrogen kill. That is a fucking awesome kill. Shouldn't say this on the internet, but if I were to kill somebody, I would go out of my way to do it like that. Even if there was no liquid nitrogen around, I would make sure it was there. Another one that came to my mind when I thought about the question, which is one I've always liked, is in Scream, which is the garage / doggy door kill with Rose McGowan. 3. recite your favorite horror movie line. Again, that's a really hard one. Like, there are so many great lines in so many horror movies, like, and just in like A Nightmare on Elm Street alone, there's like millions of great quotes, not to mention every other horror movie out there. But I decided to go from one from Scream. Again, there's a million great quotes in there, but this one I really love. I just love this whole scene, really. It's the one with Randy while he's at work in the movie store, and he's talking with Stu about how, you know, Randy kind of suspects Billy to be the killer. And of course he's talking about the horror movies that he's seen. So he says, the police are way off track with this. If they watch Prom Night, they'd save time.
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
I just love the character Randy. I think everything he says is hilarious, but that's one of my favorite lines of his in Scream 4. What's a horror movie you love, but everybody seems to hate? This one I had a hard time picking one. 2 movies I wrote down. I don't think people hate these movies, but it's a little bit more split, like, you know, I don't know. First was The Cabin in the Woods, because I feel like there's, you know, it's like a good like 50-50 split. Some people really enjoy the movie, some people were not fans of it. I really enjoyed it. The second one I wrote was The Blair Witch Project. Like, there are, at least to me, a surprising amount of people that don't really enjoy the movie and don't find it scary at all, which I think is crazy because the movie still scares the shit out of me every time I watch it. But different strokes for different folks, it's okay. 5 is a would you rather question. It's would you rather watch your favorite horror movie every day for the rest of your life, which is that even really a challenge? Like, I could watch Scream every single day for the rest of my life. Or meet your horror idol dead or alive for just 15 minutes. I mean, watching Scream every day is pretty much how I live anyway, so I don't think that much would change. So of course I have to go with meet my horror idol for just 15 minutes, and obviously it's Wes Craven. Sorry, John, I'm gonna copy you a little bit because, you know, I had already started my YouTube channel at this point. I'm going into another story time. But, you know, as my channel started to grow and grow, I kind of got like, you know, fanciful idea, oh, what if one day I get to like meet Wes Craven and maybe like interview him or something? How cool would that be? And then he passed, and you know, it was super sad. So if I could get that chance for just 15 minutes, I would go for that. The 6th and final question is, tell me a horror movie you think I should check out. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys and John a horror movie I think you should check out. Again, I couldn't come up with one. Like, can anyone come up with one answer for these questions? I think that's kind of impossible. I feel like every single question I've had like 2 or 3 answers. I wrote down 4, but I tried to hit like different subgenres. Like, there are like 4 different types of horror movies. So I wanted to try and like get everything in there just in case, because it's hard to suggest movies to people too, because all of us just watch horror movies all the time. So we've seen tons and tons of movies, so it's hard to suggest things to people because they've probably seen it. So first one I'm gonna suggest is 30 Days of Night, which is one of my favorite vampire movies ever. It's so good. I love the way it approaches vampires. I always like to suggest this movie. Is kind of just one, whenever I see it on TV, I stop and I watch it no matter where it is in the film. You know, one of those movies. I think I discovered the movie at a time when like Twilight was popular. So at that time, like, vampires were being like super romanticized again, but to the point where they weren't dangerous anymore. Like, who's scared of Edward Cullen? Seriously, like, nobody. That's the answer. Nobody is scared of him. So when I found this movie, it was kind of around that time. So I was really excited and happy to find a movie where the vampires are fucking terrifying. I would not survive a minute in that movie. Like, I would be in a corner shitting my pants, and then one of the vampires would find me and kill me. That's what would happen. Second one I'm gonna suggest is Battle Royale, and that is probably my favorite, actually, foreign horror film, which is probably crazy to a lot of you that have been on this channel for a while because I love Korean horror movies. This is a Japanese horror movie. I just love Asian horror movies in general. It's the OG Hunger Games with way more blood. Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's still on Netflix too. If you haven't seen it, don't quote me on that. Next, I added this one in here because I posted about it on Instagram for the Women in Horror Month, like photo a day challenge thing. It's All Cheerleaders Die. I had to throw that in here because it's such an underrated film and I feel like it gets forgotten about a lot, but it's so much fun to watch. Obviously, I feel like it handles female relationships, like romantic relationships and friendships very well, better than a lot of just movies in general out there, not just horror movies. But it's got zombies, it's got witchcraft, it's got cheerleaders. It's awesome. Everyone should watch it. I had to throw like a zany, really weird, completely out there movie on this list, and that is Tusk, directed by Kevin Smith. It is, it is batshit crazy and awesome. And if you know nothing about this movie, if you've never seen it, never heard of it, do yourself a favor and just watch it. Don't go look up any summaries. Definitely don't look up any reviews, and absolutely do not look up any spoilers. I went into this movie like completely blind, not knowing anything, and I think you're gonna get the best movie watching experience with Tusk if you know nothing going in. Just watch it. So that is the Horror Fiend tag. Thank you so much, John, 1 for tagging me and 2 for making this tag. I think it's an awesome idea, and who am I gonna tag next? I definitely want to tag some people, some new friends that I found via the Creepy Channel crawl, because I think that is in the spirit of this tag. So I want to see answers from Amy's autopsy report. I also want to see answers from Kweeny Todd. I also want to see answers from Lizzie, Carnage Candy, and from Monty, aka the horror miser Monty G. So y'all have been tagged, and now you have to do it because something bad will happen, right? No, I don't want to say that on camera. That's me. Nothing bad will happen to you, I promise. And of course, in the comment section, please answer the questions for yourself. I'll make sure the questions are either in the description box or I'll pin a comment to the top of the comment page. I'll pin it. As always, you can find me at all the normal social media places. The links for those are in the description box. You can also find me on my blog at nightmaremaven.com, on morbidlybeautiful.com as a contributing writer, and on their YouTube channel now also. And you can find me at patreon.com/nightmaremaven if you want to check that out and support the channel. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!